Welcome back to Doc's Off Topic. And first off, welcome to all the new subscribers. We passed 500 subscribers about a month ago. So this video is going to be largely dealing with getting some riser blocks made up for my project lathe, because I've come to the realization that without its original cast iron legs, there isn't the clearance to mount the full gearing that's required for the full range of feeds and screw cutting. And what I need is about 45 to 50 millimeters, so around about the 2-inch mark worth of increased height. A little bit more would be good. So, oh my God. To that end, I have this chunk of 6061 aluminium, which is 670 some millimeters long, 115 wide and 77 thick. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this in the power hacksaw, chop off the bit I need, and then I'm going to do the top and bottom parallel. I am going to do the sides, but it's not strictly necessary. It just makes it easier for when I cut the slot that's going to be the key down to holding the whole lash up down to the lathe, but more on that later. So let's get this into the power hacksaw, chop off the 30 odd centimeters or 12 inches or so that I need. Then we'll go over to the lathe. I will unmount it from the bench that it's on, and then we'll measure up the inside to see where the webs are and all that, and that way we can lay out for the little cutouts that will help key the lathe to the riser blocks. So let's get busy. This is going to be fun. All right, now because I don't particularly feel like having massive amount of unsupported overhang, the bit I'm using is going to end up here, and the bit that I'm not is going to be the stick out this way. And I need, what was it, 321 millimeters. Quite enough. Okay. 321. Should be right about there. Go. Being a bit generous with my overhangs. Let's check that. Haven't shifted too much. Nope, exactly where I left it. Okay. This could take a while. Get this out of the way. Towel for it to drop down on. All right. Light cutting oil. And let her rip. Now, because I can't lift it high enough, this end $71. Oh boy. Let's have a look. $177. The observant of you will notice it's a different blade. I stopped to change blades to one that's got a larger, so a smaller tooth count. And yeah, it's made a huge difference. Did have to make a part for the machine, but it will hold up for this one cut. It's not the greatest. Just about there, and I don't want this end to just drop down, so done, I think. Pretty much, that's it. Oh, God. All right, so I've got an error of about 0.07 of a millimeter. And I'm sorry, the power feed is very noisy in rapid. But in this direction, I get almost nothing. Pretty sure that is the saw cuts here, and considering that's a rough sawn surface, I'm happy with at least 0.1, and so the fact that I'm closer than that, I'm good. So I'm just going to do up my clamps a bit and run with it, because frankly, I'm going to clean up at least one of these sides to give me a good clean reference anyway. All right, let's get the head raised. We'll mount the fly cutter, set for a nice, very thin skim cut, and then we will do a very slow feed and clean up the surface. The cutter should do it in one pass, which is the beauty of this. Okay. We are moving in the right direction. Might take a while. It's a bit chattery. But I'm not too unhappy with that. Besides, nobody's ever actually going to see this. Oh, that's made a million times the difference. So this side I think is going to be the top, because that allows me to mill off these little dings. And we'll take, I don't know, whatever millimetre. This will give me a true surface to indicate against when I flip it. We're not quite getting all of the corner. So, as you can see, we're not quite getting all of the corner. There we go. This one I'm going to square off the front face. I'm trying to square off the end as well. Okay. I'm only going to do these 3 millimeters high. Probably taller than they need to be anyway. That land there will need to go as well. the way. That's good. Oh, downside to aluminium is you can't pick it up with a magnet. Fraction of a millimetre. Okay, that's the division between the two. Now that one needs to be 51 in the middle. Okay. That was the easy one. Okay, so this should give me not counting the 2 millimeters. Not counting the 2 millimeters for the center. So let's measure that best we can. Really? Pretty damn spot on. Okay, to start roughing in the clamp down channel. Stop. Alright, so this is the finish of the tie down grooves. Alright, let's deburr this and then we'll go and cut it apart, because that's where we're at. Yes, there are some chamfers left to be done, but they can be done when I face off the ends. So let's get this unmounted and over into the saw. And there's an oil mist on the lens, so sorry it looks a bit dodged. Alright, so what we're doing is accounting for draft. So all castings have a little bit of taper to them, and that's biting in just a hint. See where it's catching. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run around and just trim off a little bit, just to give it a bit that taper. It's a 10-degree cutter. Okay, now we've got to do the end. Okay. Because when I did these two should be identical. Now we get to find out. slowly go down a little bit. Looks like it's going to fit perfectly. No need to do anything else. Okay. Oh yeah, that's bedded down nicely. Okay, so that's down. I can just get a fingernail between them. That's down pretty much all the way along. I reckon that's pretty good. So, time to locate this bolt hole and lay out those and drill them. Center spotting, and then we will drill and tap the actual mounting holes. Well, we just got to get that chamfer uniform. So I'm just taking a little bit off this one, so it matches that one, and I'll use that one once I flip it round to set up that one. Alright, side one squared up. So what we're doing is basically squaring up the stock that we need for our hold downs for the lathe. So we're going to take 0.75 off. And that should leave us with 38.5 millimeters. I don't think we'll need more than that. See where we actually ended up. Uh, 37.75. Probably is right, actually. Yeah, 37.75. That's fine. It's not a critical dimension. So I've just been to have a bit of a think, and to be fair, what it looks like I can get away with is 26 millimeters in height, and then carve out a channel behind that that leaves a 10 millimeter thick hold down web that actually engages with the lathe body, and an 8 millimeter thick vertical web that provides the standoff from the concrete base. Well, 25.0. 20.05. I'm just taking a 25 or 0.25 mil cut just to square up that last edge, and then I'll be able to do the drops down and all the rest of it. Alright, so we're setting up now to do the primary set down, which will be 8 millimeters, and then we'll do a 10 millimeter at 8.5. No, this will be 8.5, and then that'll be 8, leaving us with 7.5 by 10 millimeter stick out. Millimeters. I'll bring you guys back when we're a bit closer to finished. And this is our finishing cut. Like 0.2 of a millimeter. Should be a finishing pass. Spot on. 9.5. A little chamfer, only taking about half a mil. For those wondering, it's a 12 mil solid carbide. No particular brand. And I'm taking a 1/2 mil depth of cut. Essentially, I'm hoping to get this done in one pass. Sorry. Okay, so we've set the ends, we found the middle of this pad. Now I'm going to go in for the first hole, which will be at 1533 to account for the diameter of the end of my edge finder and the length of this piece of metal divided into 6, which works out at 15.66. 27 point something. So that was our last hole. Oh, we spotted them all. Oh, I'm running out. General purpose cutting oil. The other thing is I didn't up the speed. That was annoying. I wonder it was like that. Don't usually like to do this because I can never get the chuck to hold well enough. But it does get us started. Okay, I don't know if that one caught at all, but I'll bring these back when I'm done tapping so we can start splitting these off. Now, I was gifted some by a Chinese vendor, some countersinking bits. So I'm going to try one, see how they go. This one is out to 16 millimeters, so we'll see what that one does with a 12 millimeter hole. Not too bad. Okay, so this is going to take about 1/4 millimeter off. Okay, this should clean it up. Anyway, that's what I'm going to do to all of them. So I'll bring you back once they're all done. Okay, so drilled the holes. I may have put a bit more cement into this stuff than I needed to, because that was bloody difficult. Also, there's probably a bit more reinforcing iron in there than I gave myself credit for. Like seriously. So, next part after I bolt this thing down is to start cleaning the entire workshop. Because there is an inordinate, and I really mean that, amount of dust everywhere. Okay, well, that's it. She's mounted to the bench. Clearance for the gears. When I put the apron on, there'll be clearance for the handwheel, because I'm going to make a bit of a step up so that the rapid traverse is actually rapid and not goofy foot. Currently, if I turn this way, it moves that way instead of the way that you're turning. Is it a big deal? Not really. It's just something I'd like to not have to deal with. Yeah. That completes this part of the project. There's not that many bits left. Powertrain, cleaning and assembling everything, and the step over gears for the rapid traverse. And then at some point down the track, a thread index or threading dial. Because it doesn't have one, and probably never did. That's where I'm leaving off. If you have enjoyed this video, making the riser blocks and getting this thing mounted down, do hit the like and subscribe button. Feel free to share on social media, and yeah, when you do subscribe, hit the notification bell. So get out to your shop, finish a project, make some progress on a project if you haven't got one underway. Get something started. But above all, stay safe, and I will catch you for the next one.